Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important process of component communication, that is how to pass Boolean data value from child component to parent component. This thing we have already discussed, but in reverse way, where we talked how to transfer parent data to child component, right? But this time we are doing it in another way. So here we will be using the output decorator, because with output decorator you can pass the data from from child component to parent component. Okay, so let's see how we will create that. So before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to pass data from child component to parent component. Okay, fine. So let's go and create, because this is my default application that we have created as a project, the first initial project, right? Now what we will do here, we will create one component, the child component. So for that I will go to terminal. Here I will use CLI command to create the component. So ng is for Angular, G is generate, C is component, and the name of the component is login. Then you can simply hit enter here. Once you hit enter, it will take few seconds and it will create a component for you. So you can see login component has been added here. Now what we will do, we will connect this login component with the parent component, that is app.component.ts. So for that, just simply go to this login component.ts, copy this selector value. And why we are copying it? Because we want to connect it with the parent component. So let me select this value. Okay, and also remember this name, because before using the selector we need to register it. Okay, so let's go to for registration, let's go to app.component.ts file. Here we will write login component, and once you add it, it will also show this thing to you. Okay, fine. After this, what we will do, we will go to this app.component.html. Here we will use the selector as a tag. Okay, perfect. Now this thing is ready, so let's run and verify if it is working perfect or not. So for that we will run here ng serve -- open and enter. After enter, you will see that this application is running now, and we are able to see login works as a text, because this is coming from a child component which is present here, login.component.html. Okay, perfect. So this thing is done. Now this is something that we have already discussed, right? So it's time to understand the concept of passing Boolean value. So for that, what we will do, we will simply go here in this login.component.ts file. Here we want to send the data as a Boolean value. So what we can do, we can assign the value first. So let's say I want to pass the message equal message, and then I want to assign it a value true, let's say. Okay, perfect. So this is the variable which I want to pass from child to parent component. Now to pass this value, this Boolean value, what we need to do, we need to define a communication between child and parent component through output decorator. So simply write here output, and this is case sensitive. Okay, so make sure that you are selecting the correct one, output. So it will automatically add it here. If it is not, you can import it. Okay, after output we will write here the name of the variable, or you can say the connection, but before that parenthesis, and name I want to pass it as my output. Okay, then you can put here colon, and then we will write here event emitter, then Angular bracket, and we will pass the type of the data, like which type of data we want to pass. So we want to pass Boolean value. Okay, after that we will write here equal new, and then event emitter double opening closing parenthesis. So this is the line that will tell the parent component that we are going to send some data. And what data? Data would be message. So how to pass this data? Because we are ready with the communication string, right? We are ready with the message. Now to send this data, what we will do, we will create one function. Through that function we will send the data. So let's create the function. So here I will write the function name as send data, opening closing parenthesis, opening closing curly braces. Here we will mention this dot my output dot emit. So this is a way through which we can send the data. Emit what? This dot message. Okay, and then you can use semicolon to terminate this thing. Perfect. So what it will do, it will send this message from this function using this my output dot emit. So emit is mainly used for providing the data. So what it will do, it will emit that event containing a given value. Okay, perfect. But how user will call this function? So to call this function, user will use a button. So let's go to this login.component.html. Here we will create the button, and in button we will put the description. Let's say send Boolean data. You can put anything here, but I just want to show what exactly we are doing through this button. So send Boolean data. Then here we can add Boolean data to parent. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, we will define the button event. So to define the event, we use this parenthesis, and here we will write event. After that we will use equal, and in equal we will put the name of the function, which is send data. Perfect. So button is ready. So from login component we are done with all this thing. In component file we have established the connection, then we have defined the message. After that we are sending the message through the function, and in login.component.html file we have provided one button through which user can send the data to parent. Now what next? In app.component, means in parent component HTML file, we will receive this value. So to receive this value, we need to make two changes. First we need to tell the HTML file that we are going to receive some data, and then also we will specify that what function will accept it. Okay, so here we will write, we are going to bound with my output, because this is the value that we are passing from there. Get data, this is the this would be the function where we will accept the event. Okay, now to define this, right now it is showing error because it is not defined. So let's go to app.component.ts file. Here we will define this function. So to define this function, you just need to write here get data. Okay, so simply go here and write get data, and inside this we will pass value colon, and its type is Boolean. So just simply write here Boolean. Okay, now what we will do, we will assign this value to one variable. So for that, let's define the variable first. So we will use the same name, message colon message this colon Boolean. Okay, so what this line will do, it means that we are not assigning any value here, but we are expecting that this exclamation is telling that we are going to receive the value for sure. Okay, so that's why it is allowing us without any initialization. Otherwise we are supposed to put any initialization value, either true or false. Okay, so now after this, what we will do, we will write here this dot message equal value. That's it. Now you can save it, and we are ready with our application. So what this will do, it will accept the value, and then after accepting the value we will print the output. So message received from parent, not parent, from child, and then we will print that message. Perfect. Now you can save it, and it's time to run the application. So go to terminal, click on new terminal. Here we will write ng space serve hyphen open, and then enter. So after I enter, it will take few seconds. If it is error, okay, so there was no error, that's why it directly run the application. Otherwise it will show error. So you can see here we have this button coming over here, send Boolean data to parent, and this is the text message coming from child. Currently it is blank, but as soon as user click on this button, it will send the data. Okay, it is not sending the data. Something is wrong in our application. You can see we are not getting the message. So let's see why it is not working. Something we are missing maybe. So we need to verify it. Something maybe related to case sensitivity. So okay, let's go check one by one. Okay, so let's go to this app.component.ts file where we have defined the data and all. So let's simply go to app.component.ts, not css, login.component.ts. Here what we are doing, we are defining output, then my output, event emitter, type is Boolean, which is correct, then new event emitter, and we are getting this. Then we are assigning the value as message true. This is also correct. Then send data, we are using this my output.emit and message. Again we are correct here. Then what we will do, we will check the button part. Button part is also okay because we are using, oh sorry, here instead of event we should write click. This is a click event na. This is the mistake that we did. Okay, so make it click event. Perfect. Now you can run it. So let's run the application again, ng serve. So this is how you will find out the runtime error, --, open, because there was no okay, still it is wrong. There was no syntax error, but yes, it was issue. So ng serve open. Again it will take few seconds, and let's see this time if it is working or not. So once you click on this button, now you can see value is coming as true, because this time this event is perfectly bind with the click event. Okay, so this is how we can send the data from child component to parent component. Currently we are sending true. If you want to send false value, that is also possible. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.